Mike Pendleton here with Calf Kick Sports, and super excited because, again, he's a man of his word. He said we were going to start talking more. 2024, we're talking more. I am super excited to welcome back the reigning PFL champ, who will be taking on Jakob Nedoh on June 21st in round 2 of the PFL tournament in Salt Lake City, which I will be at. He is the one and only Impa Kasanganay. Impa, good to talk to you again.
Great to talk to you. Thank you for having me on. How have you been?
I'm good. I'm very good now that I know I'm going to be at your fight. You told me last time we talked that this year was about domination and then dominating after that and then dominating more after that. I mean, round 1 finish, you put the domination up. How do we better it in the second fight?
Sharper, finish together the first round, move forward, keep it same, keep it simple. We'll put in right now. The training, schoolwork, reading, it's been the best version of myself and the life of my faith. June 21st, we'll see the most dominant version of myself, a better version than my previous fights on a better end. And, I really respect Jakob, fighter, right? And that's what let's see. Just see me dominate from beginning to the end. Get this finish, comes victory, move forward to the semifinal. We'll get the title and be ready for super fights. So we try to put the everything we said, every single thing we said, talk about dominating, being ready to put like the words into action.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you did just that. Obviously, we talked and you were very transparent of like, yeah, I know the fight against Eblen didn't go my way, but so many people said that I won, that it did something for you. And then you go out and you have this first round victory over Alex Polizzi. How good did it feel? Obviously, you got the win, you got the quick 6, all of that. But how good did it feel internally to ride the momentum off the Johnny Eblen fight, get that first round finish? Like, I got to imagine confidence is through the roof for you right now.
Yeah, so respect Johnny. Shout out to him and his girlfriend, now fiance, just got engaged. So for that recently, that's what God bless them. I look at that as it's pretty cool, and see him moving forward in his life. When I look at my life, when I fight a fighter like him, and knowing that I won the fight, just the good to say. I've always known that about myself, but it's like, in a sense, when you're a young amateur, when you first start fighting like I did when I was 24, I always want to make myself the best, be the best. So, till we meet again, I'll solidify that. But at the time, it's like, man, yeah, you said like riding the momentum. I've had 5 fights last year. This was my second fight this year. Now it's been my third. And I look like, it's like I'm looking to keep it continuously improve. And it's just like, man, like when I came to that Polizzi fight, I said I'll never miss again. There are moments in that Johnny fight where I missed opportunities. Obviously, when I dropped him, and then other parts that I did, I was a lot better than what I showed. So now, going into that Polizzi fight, like I said, we dominate. Going into this Nedoh fight, dominate that too, and it's expected of myself. So I'm looking forward to. My trainers have me prepared, my teammates have me ready, and I thank God that I'm really doing what I love.
I'm extremely excited for it. And there's something in talking to you, not only that I love talking to you because you're a great person as well as a great fighter, but there's a thing in combat sports where some people feel like you have to be a character, you have to feel a persona, you got to be, but there's also, wow, he's confident, so he must be cocky. You have such an aura of almost polite confidence, and it's nice because it's the self-belief in yourself, and then the belief in your skills and the belief in your team and coaches around you. And it's never arrogance, towards anyone that you're fighting. How are you able to separate confidence from arrogance?
Well, I just want to see my validation from law. Like, my life's going well, right? And there's no need for me to boast about it. Like I said, God's really blessed me. Without God, like my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, I really wouldn't be here. That's what it's about. My mom and dad raised me that way. Like, honestly, if I was a jerk, or for lack of a better word, I don't really use this word too much on interviews, but if I was an asshole, my parents would call me in 10 seconds to let me know about it. And that'd be worse than any fighter or opponent that I could deal with, So I'm like, man, I don't want to deal with that. Like, I know I can have attitude. I know I could be the one to talk trash if I wanted to be. Man, I already know if I were to do that, my parents would just be disrespected, dishonored, and I don't want that. Like for me, it's how I honor them through how I fight now. How I live my life, how to honor God. And that keeps me at home, right? It's like who do I come back home to? The people that really, really love me. And man, like I'm grateful. I really do what I love, and if I'm loving it, like I don't see why I need to feel it's hate because you know you can take it there, but then it's just like it's gonna keep building and building and building, and there's always something to learn, man. My teammates they challenge me every single day, right? The focus is to win at every single moment, man. But it's like there are days when my teammates have gotten the better of me in some situations, right? I'm grateful. Like it's going well for me in the gym, like. You know, definitely elite fighter in the gym. Like there are other, I never downplay myself. You know, I never say like try to like make people, oh, you know, you're better than like I know because the work we put in. I know because my trainer Dieter, Henry Hooft, Greg Jones, Nick Lenz, you know, Coach Saeed, Sean Soriano, everybody in the gym, Jason Stroud, like all my teammates, you go across the board right now, Gregory Rodriguez, Phil Halls when he was there, Delano, Jason. I could just name 1,000 people. Tuco, it doesn't matter who it is. They've helped me get better. So for me to act the arrogant and cocky, it's just like, man, don't forget where you came from. Like I said, I used to live in a like I say it's not, but I lived in a year, I lived in a farm, I lived in a car, and I always seen myself as champion. So it didn't matter like the situation. It was just like I know who I am, but when I do make it, when I do have that moment, I'm just gonna reflect it back to God because you build it on sand, it'll fall. And I continue to work. And recently I bought a gym and I bought my former trainer Dieter's gym, or he's still my trainer, but his former gym. And I took on this, you know, now I'm training a student, so my students now, and I'm so grateful. And the way I live my life, I want to be reflect back into their lives. I want to be killers in the cage, dominate, know who they are, know their worth, know their value. And at the same time, understand you got to love people. Um, you gotta love people, right? So that's how I look at it.
And but I'm gonna be honest with you. It's very easy to ask you about the fight, right? And what you expect and all of those things. And those interviews are easy. I want to do a little different for the next few minutes that we have, and I just want to talk so people get to know Impa the person. We all know Impa the fighter. And with that being said, talking about your parents and that would be worse than any fighter that you would have to face. How important for you is it, and can you really talk about just that relationship with your family? Because, like you said, you've lived everywhere, right? And you've always seen yourself as a champion. And as much as your wins and your accolades are a testament to the work you put in, I think the accolades and everything you do, the way you carry yourself as a man, is a testament to your parents more than just yourself. Obviously, you took their lessons the right way, but it's a testament to them. So obviously, you can connect your career to your parents, but your life. How can you talk about how significant it's been to have such a strong bond with your family and your parents to go, yeah, maybe life was difficult at one point, but because I had that foundation, I never gave up and I always believed in myself.
Yeah, well, I talk to Dieter about this a lot. You know, I'm training Dieter. You know, but his parents are Cuban. He's a Cuban immigrant as well. My parents are from Congo, and like I talk about my dad. I came with $6 to this country. Mom, she was young and she didn't, you know, how much going on. The people that were, you know, up there get along with life passed away. She had to figure out on her own too. And you know, they have different family dynamics, and they never complained. I was really challenging me for the sake of time in my life. For both of my, either one of my parents complained about something, right? And my mom, I've seen her work 17 hours. You know, she'd work 20 hours as a nurse. She's on her feet and maybe her feet hurt. Or my dad, he'll pick her up from work so she doesn't have to drive, and he'll do the dish, he'll do this, he picks up, and he's helping my little sister with her calculus homework, and she's going to West Point, and you know, he wakes up and does that. Then I've seen him have um I've seen him work, have a business, I've seen life, you know, take his toll. We lost everything. And they never complained. They just trust God. We still went to church. We still hustled. And like for me, it's just like I'm gonna work so hard that they don't. I'm gonna work so hard that they can live their life on vacation. And I'm gonna give that to my future wife, my future kids, and I want to make sure that they still work hard because my parents gave us a great life, and we always have had, but they never made us not work. You know, they never made us not push ourselves. They said, if you want, you got to go get it. And they challenge me. My dad still challenges me. He's like, don't play around. Like, what are you doing? He'll tell me, he's like, why don't you rest? Why don't you do this? And I'm 30 years old now, business owner, life, world champion. My dad says, like, They told me a couple of years ago, don't come back home. You lose that fight. You said you're going to finish that guy. So he's like, you got more work to do. He's like, get back to work. And he means that. He's loving. In my culture, we want to say they're best friends, but he's my best friend in my heart, you know? So it's just like, then I have my little brother, I have my sister, and I have to be an example to them. So it's just like how our whole family has been. Like we have like the K5, Kasangany 5, the five of us. And it's just always been about like, it's bigger than you. My mom would tell me, you do all this great work in the world, but if you don't use to help people, then I'm not as proud. So now I just look at life like it always challenges that. How do I wake up in the morning? So like, yeah, this morning, like I'm looking at 4:30, clients at 5. I have to go down to Miami, train my other students at 7 a.m. I have team practice at 10 a.m., post practice at work with for myself, train, I pick up my dog who's taking a nap, or I guess he's awake now. And then I work on another business. I have the motorcycle work. Then I'm looking to do a remote accounting position online, been looking at different things with that. In business school in a certificate program so I can take classes that are closer to my MBA. And it's all due to seeing my parents work hard. You know, like I know what it's like to have nothing to a certain degree. I wasn't living in a mine. I wasn't living in well, I mean, I did live in a forest at a point, but still some people had it worse, right? And it's just like, I don't see why you can't wake up and work. I was talking to my mentor about that this morning. Like, why you say people like, man, I came from nothing, I had nothing. Then you watch me like, why don't you work like it though? You know? And that for me is always a challenge to myself. I never want to be like, why am I just sitting here? You know, like, and I have a great team. Like, you know, Joanna, she's awesome. I don't say just because she's on the other side of this interview. Like, anytime I talk about it, she's so competitive. People ask if she's my agent, my manager. I'm like, actually, she does my PR, but she does such a great job. She streamlines things. We have a team. I have people who believed in me from day one. Peyton, Cliff, like Ryan has been crushing me on social media. And like they help me with all my businesses too. And like they're very patient with me because sometimes everything gets like just jumbled up and they help me out, Alan, you know, and it's like now like things are starting to take off and it's always been pushing towards that, right? And I just I want to represent the people that love me right, and I want to represent the people that I love right, well as well too. And I want to see like all the kids that I train in the gym to like be married, have their bachelor's degrees, to create, get their master's pages, put on business and be world champions in their own regard too. So when I have all that going on, I just can't sit down. I can't be like, oh, this is okay. Because if I really want to do one thing excellent, I got to do the best at everything else too. So it's just like that's what gets me. You know, that's what wakes me up. Like I tell people, I go to bed exhausted because I gave everything I had, and I wake up full of energy because I'm like, I'm really, really living what I get to do, and that's why it's like I live a life full of joy. So that's about it.
Well, but you lit a fire under my ass, so I appreciate that. I won't keep it for too much longer. There's a couple more questions here, and with that being said, you mentioned them and you just kind of talked about them, but I just want to ask more specifically. You know, with so much going on, and you've talked a lot about your parents, but coming and teaching the next generation, not just inside the gym, but more so how to be better humans. You know, what
Mm.
what is the driving force for saying I've got it, I've been doing it all, I've got a packed schedule, I'm doing all this. My focus is not only just the coach, but to also help the next generation be the best version of themselves.
Man, it's like sit and so I'm sorry, it's dog.
No, you're fine.
I'm actually at the gym now, and it's just like for me, look at this guy. Uh, there's a guy named BJ, right? And his name is BJ Root or something. But here's his start. I haven't talked to him in a long time actually, but he said, his son Houston means a lot to me. But he told me, he goes, "Impa, you're obligated, but you're not obligated." This is the time I recently got in the UFC a few years ago, and it's like you already work with these kids. I was something like with like the class to see my dog sitting on my neck. This is what dogs are doing. And I look at it like you're obligated to share. Why would I hold all this information in, right? And gatekeep what God's given me. I believe He gave me a gift to fight. I mean, I started when I was 24, world champion by 29, got there say 26. I don't count that as like it just happened. We put the work in, and these kids like they could change their family's lives. So now it's time for me to share that. I'm young. I don't need to do it when I'm 50. I don't need to do it when I'm 40 something. And some people do when they're bitter and they're angry. I do it because I love it. I could be in the gym all day. Yeah, I did new classes. Like I love helping. I want to help. It's not just the young fighters. It's the people who don't even understand they can protect themselves. Like think about the firefighters and the police officer. We always talk about police brutality and violence. I'm African American. I've seen what happened. I've also seen where my people have messed up too. I've seen both sides of it. But how do I best help the officers? I offer them a discount to come train. If they're a firefighter, you're out on a job and there's somebody's tweaking on some drug and you want to help them out, rather than killing them on accident, you can control the situation. It can overall help. So being like a beacon of light, in a sense, I can uh I can use this gym, I can use this opportunity to take the skill set that and what I've learned to help the community that I'm in. And I feel that's what my job should be. Not because I can go out, I can go party, I can go get on a boat, go to the Bahamas and do all that. You can still do all that stuff and have a great life and still help other people. And that's the thing. Like I want to help. I'm so grateful. I have Secret Service agents coming this weekend to come train, and we're going to help them and just like talk through different things and just the people who are helping protect this country, but also just like they can share that knowledge too and like pick different ideas and then pick their brain. So like for me, I'm um I'm I feel like if I'm given a gift, I have to share the gift. I can't be given a gift and then just hoard it for myself. Then you can never help other people. Like I love fighting. I can talk about fighting literally all day. I can talk about training. I'll train all day long. It gives me an excuse to train more. And it's cool that I can make it a business and make it profitable and share in a creative way. And that's what it is for me. It's nothing about me. It's just like these kids, they're so special. They train with this kid named I don't shout out when I got the title last year. I trained with a kid named Juan and T. Right there. They were like 16, 17 at the time, 17, 18. And these guys, they're tough, right? They're good. They're trained very well by Dieter, and all the trainers that they've had. And they would help me, prepare for the fight, push it, crazy hard or whatever, but they have good hearts. And now I get to help them. I'm like, why wouldn't I do that, right? Why wouldn't I wake up in the morning? I want to go start some classes and train and do this. And as you teach, you become better. I mean, I ask all the trainers at the gym, like when they started coaching, especially the guys who transition from fighting, do you think that you training helped you become a better fighter? Like the things I know now or the things I see now, I wish I was teaching when I was young. I was like, like, and I've always taught privates, but when I first started fighting and picking it up, I would do privates. And I was like, I think that really helped me when I was in the UFC. I think it really helped me when I got to the level I'm at now. So like, why not? Like, if you can help those, you can help yourself, and in different ways. I'll wake up every time and go teach. And then if I just know like an officer or somebody's on the street and they're like, hey, what we did in class helped out a lot. This person was just going crazy on drugs, and I didn't want to have to hurt them. I don't want to do this, but I controlled the situation. Now they're okay, and they're back. Or they had like a mental episode, or then breakdown. There's no need to kill somebody like that. They're just some people are just going through it in life. Even people on drugs, you never know like what they went through, what happened. Not saying some people don't deserve to get hurt. Some people deserve that, but at the same time too, that's very few and far between, I think. And sometimes people just get killed out of fear. So that's why this gym is open. That's why it's called the refinery for a reason. Like I'm gonna once a month we'll have cookout and like classes to teach like a fundamental accounting class, right? I'm gonna take my accounting knowledge and share with them and bring people in for the kids so they can understand. Some don't know what taxes are, some don't understand what that means. And then just have times and sessions where they can become better humans. Then if they go to a bigger pro gym, God bless them. If they want to stay with me, that's great too. I just want to see like little kids, adults, everybody be in a better position in life. And I don't know, it's just like my dad was a teacher. Like he had a learning center, and he's he's an engineer. He's really smart in physics, and he'd only want to teach at this public school. He'd only want to teach remedial students or kids that were considered rejected or dumb because they were art students. They were super talented artists. But to this day, some people still find me and message me, "Hey, your dad changed my life. Your dad used to teach me um, and math and would never let me feel like I'm stupid." And then my dad also taught professors and engineers and like people who are like working with NASA to just figure out problems. And he's just so smart. And then like people like at that level, and then saying, why do you teach these classes? Like these are the ones that people reject, right? And I was like, that's pretty cool. So for me, it's that I want to see these kids one day just call them like 30 years from now. I'm 60 years old, still telling somebody, keep your hands up, move your feet, and they're like, and they come in the gym, hey, what you doing here? And they have the little kid pop in the gym, and I'm like, well, they better sign up and get their shoes off the mat, kind of thing. Like that's what I want to do. So I'm grateful. Just very
That
grateful.
That's amazing, and thank you for sharing that. This is my last one because I know you're at the gym, and I'll make it very quick. Friday, June 21st, live from Salt Lake City, Utah, on ESPN Plus. What should we expect when you take on Jakob Nedoh?
I think Jakob Nedoh, the absolute respect by taking him out early and taking him out clean and dominantly. I believe that's the best way to respect your opponent. Take them out and beat them as badly as they need to be beaten by. So I step in there, I have a job to do. I step in there, I come with respect, in and out, move forward towards the playoff, one more fight, and be ready to go claim that victory in Hollywood, Florida, and go claim that victory after and get the title again. So move forward as a champion, play as victory as a champion, and live as a champion.
And Bud, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being so open and transparent as always. Thank you to Joanna for setting this up. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to be there in Salt Lake City. Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
Appreciate you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.